Tio, get ready. I'm going to come at my best, and you better be ready for it.
When two of the most technically gifted fighters of this generation finally decide to stop dancing around each other and actually lock the cage, the world usually stops to watch. But this time, it feels different. We aren't just looking at a title fight at 140 pounds. We're looking at what Antonio Tarver calls a modern-day Trinidad versus De La Hoya.
I think your best fight was with Trinidad. He never threw many punches like that.
It's a combination in some cases where he...
Yeah, I was on my toes.
That jab was working that night.
They've been around.
That jab, man. And he had that left hook.
Didn't quite catch it.
You know what made me kind of like get him out of balance all the time is because every time he would plant the left foot, I knew how to move and when to move. But I kind of fucked up in the last 3 rounds. You know, they said that I boxed too much, and what the fuck? I boxed too much.
You started boxing. That was the game plan.
Exactly. But you know what's crazy is like, okay, I feel I won the fight. You know when they sound the last bell and you feel you won.
Yeah, that was a robbery, man.
I actually had a broken ankle.
In this fight?
Yeah.
Oh,
I actually had duct tape on my ankle. Yeah.
The Mexican thing.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I couldn't cancel this fight. No, I mean, everything was sold out.
It's that rare moment where two stars in their absolute physical prime are forced to prove who really owns the future of boxing. And according to Tarver, the man they're calling the underdog might just be the most dangerous person Shakur Stevenson has ever looked at across the ring.
I think this is a fight where, two young men are meeting, and I think you can say they're in their prime. And we don't get this a lot in boxing. You know what I'm saying? But it reminds me of a Trinidad De La Hoya like sort of fight. And when I look at the styles and how each one of these fighters can really win, I think both of these fighters are going to have to fight their fight. If you see Shakur controlling the distance, giving him angles, keeping that fight sort of in the middle, you got to favor Shakur. But if he's on the back foot, if he's on the ropes, that's going to give Teofimo a lot of opportunities. And what makes Teofimo, I believe, dangerous in this fight, he throws both hands in succession. He's a combination type puncher, and that always serves well if you got a real slick defensive fighter in there. If Shakur can show us a little bit of that, what he had in his last fight, a lot of that work in the center of the ring, it's going to be an exciting fight. I think you got to favor the guy who's in the best condition, not only physically, but mentally. I think, these guys are going to have to lock in, and they can't let, that intricate, you got to have your personal life in order. You know what I'm saying? Leading up to a fight this big, that's going to be the key for both of these guys.
Most people look at the betting lines and see Shakur as a massive favorite, but Tarver warns that those odds are borderline disrespectful. He calls Teofimo Lopez a live underdog, and not for the reasons you'd think. It's not just about power. It's about the fact that Teofimo is a gambler. He's one of the few fighters left who doesn't stick to a rigid, robotic style. He fights free, throwing combinations that defy traditional rhythm. Tarver notes that Teofimo's footwork might actually be the secret weapon here. If he can use that explosive movement to get inside, he isn't just looking to score points. He's looking to break the puzzle.
Yeah, smart money would be on the boxer, Shakur Stevenson, winning the decision. But, if Lopez can make this fight, a lot tougher than expected, and he's going to have to exchange with Shakur. He's a fast fighter. We don't know who's the quickest or fastest here. You have to give the speed edge to Shakur. But if Lopez can punch with this fast guy, make him a little bit cautious and a little bit leery of what's coming back, that serves him well. But Teofimo is one of the best conditioned fighters out there. If this fight goes late, you can expect him to be pushing forward round 9, 10, and 11 if it goes late. It would have, I think that's the only chance he got, is to really be his ultra self, doing all the things that makes him Teofimo Lopez. The footwork could be a major advantage for him. Being able to get inside. A lot of times he fights free. He don't really have a style. He does what it takes. And he's a gutsy fighter. Real gutsy. He's not going to be leery to take chances. He's a gambler in there. You know what I'm saying? So he's a live underdog, I would say. A live underdog. But if he's to win this fight, I think he has to probably stop Shakur Stevenson. He's going to have to hit him with something.
There's a narrative that Shakur is untouchable, a defensive wizard who can't be hit. But look closer at his recent outing against William Zepeda. While he won convincingly, he was forced to go into a gear we've rarely seen. He sat in the pocket, took shots to give shots, and showed a dog that many critics claimed he didn't have. Tarver was particularly impressed by what he called sexy punching, long, dazzling combinations that snapped Zepeda's head back.
Yeah, I said it. It's the opponent across from him that really brings it out. You know what I mean? Zepeda, he was supposed to be the knockout puncher. He was supposed to be the aggressor. But when you can beat a guy at his own game, it really shows levels. And I think Shakur did that, and I think he may have to do that again. I mean, I don't think he's going to be running as much as a lot of people think, because I think he believes in what he has. So once he, feels that he can take or make Teofimo miss and be a little bit more aggressive, we're going to see a lot more excitement from Shakur Stevenson. I think he's going to put on a show. He could look like a young Ali in there, man, come on the 31st, bro.
However, that offensive evolution comes with a price. To land those shots, Shakur has to stay in range, and in range is exactly where a gambler like Teofimo thrives. The smart money is on Shakur's skill, but the smart money has been wrong about Teofimo before, especially when he dismantled Lomachenko and Josh Taylor.
I would love to see either one of these fighters show some separation. If it's going to be Shakur, put on a masterful boxing display. And also use your punching power, turn those punches over and, get his respect. I think he's going to have to get Teofimo's respect, because I think Teofimo right now, he's going to have to show that dog. And if he has a lot more dog in him than Shakur Stevenson, I think he can really, show the difference in this fight.
Listen, both are extraordinary talents. Extraordinary talents. Shakur, oh my God, flawless. Don't telegraph his punches. They come right out the holster. They come right out the clip. You got Teofimo, who's extremely athletic. He reminds me of Roy Jones. You never know what he's gonna do. And it's kind of hard to train for somebody like that because you don't know what Teo's gonna show up. Teo fights to the level of his competition. If you notice all his big fights, he rises to the occasion.
One of the most concerning rumors circulating in the lead up to this fight involves Shakur's hands. It's no secret that he's dealt with injuries in the past, and Tarver pointed out a massive if for this matchup. Can Shakur's hands hold up in a real fisticuff? If this turns into a brutal slugfest, those fragile hands have to put a dent in a bigger, stronger Teofimo, who is naturally acclimated to the 140-pound limit.
And let's hope Shakur's hands hold up. I still believe if he's in a fisticuff, and he has to slug it out, those brutal hands going to have to hold up if he want to put a dent in Teofimo Lopez. Well, Shakur, I think he's still waiting and looking for that defining moment in his career. And I think this is one of those defining type of fights. You know what I mean? We've seen Lopez in there with Lomachenko. He's had the big fights, but I don't think Shakur has had, this type of fight that's gaining this much attention. I think it's his biggest fight, and I think he's looking to perform. He's looking to put on a show so he can really label and stamp himself as the fighter that he wants us all to believe that he is, the talent to finally come out and show the world that he's one of the best fighters in the game. And he has a great opportunity to do that.
Shakur is moving up, filling out his frame. If his power doesn't translate immediately, he might find himself in a world of trouble against a man who eats power shots for breakfast.
Well, his chin is going to have to hold up. I mean, he's going to have to take some shots to maybe give 2 or 3. But I think when you come to the power game, you got to favor Lopez. You know what I mean? And his thing is to try to land a clean counter shot. You know what I mean? That rocks Shakur. He's going to have to hurt Shakur, I believe, this fight if he wants the results that he's looking for.
Beyond the physical, there's a darker energy hovering over this camp. Oshaki Foster recently blasted Shakur, calling him goofy and fake, claiming he plays both sides of the fence by being friendly in the DMs while acting superior in public.
And what is it about Shakur that makes you want to fight him so badly? I mean, is it things in the past, or is it just you want to measure yourself up against a guy that is conceivably the best at 35 right now?
It's a lot, man. It's the fake stuff, the friendly coming in my inbox trying to be friendly, but playing both sides with me and Savage. Just a lot. Then he played like he's so good, better than everybody. Talking about how much money he make and talking about like this and that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even after the fight, you know, the fans was asking for the fight. Woo, he go on Instagram talking about, I make this amount. Oh, I go starve and all that like goofy shit. So, you know, I wanna, you know, humble him. I'm gonna show him, like, for sure.
So that's just lifelong bulletin board material for you right there.
Man, he goofy. Like, I swear, if I could fight this dude tomorrow, whenever, like, we would get it in. Like, no questions, no nothing. For sure.
This fake stuff is a narrative Teofimo is leaning into. Tarver emphasizes that at this elite level, having your personal affairs in order is more important than your jab. Any mental distraction, any crack in the persona, and you're done. We've seen Teofimo spiral before when his personal life was in shambles, but when he's focused, he's a nightmare. The question is, who is more mentally fragile under the bright lights of Madison Square Garden?
I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. I can't wait to see it. I got it a 50-50 fight, depending on who can impose their will.
50-50?
Yeah, I got it 50-50.
We don't got who gonna win? We can't go 50-50. Somebody gotta win it. This ain't not gonna be no draw.
See, like I'm just like I can't pick a winner because it's like I can see Shakur winning it, and I also can see Teo winning it.
Okay.
Then I can see Shakur winning it. Then I can see Teo winning it. Then it's like, well. So you caught in between. Flip a coin. Flip a coin. It's one of those. It's one of those kind of fights. Yeah, it's one of those kind of fights.
The drama doesn't stop at the personalities. Rumors of a drug test issue surfaced recently, sending shockwaves through the boxing world. While nothing has been officially confirmed by the commissions, the mere speculation has added a layer of toxicity to the promotion. It's the kind of controversy that often clouds these massive legacy fights. Whether it's a legitimate concern or just pre-fight gamesmanship, it's clearly weighed on both camps. Shakur has been vocal about wanting to prove he's the clean, undisputed face of the sport, but the accusations surfaced just in time to disrupt his rhythm.
You seen the uppercut?
I saw his uppercut to the body. He got stolen on after he.
Hey,
hold on.
Because y'all ain't paying attention to what Barboza's do. Right here. He gonna get him on the ropes. Here you go. Watch uppercut. Boom. Right there in between.
Did catch him.
Right there in between.
But he's feeling saucy though. Look.
Yeah, for sure.
Look. He got caught.
For sure. That's nice.
If he's doing that to you, bro, come January 31st.
He's gonna do the tactics that he's been doing. So he may do some weird kind of. Will it bother me? No, but what I really do want, I want the judges to pay attention to the actual who's landing what, instead of paying attention to this, all that.
Now that was good to say because he started doing that after the uppercut.
Yeah.
That I missed, and all I saw was the dancing. Yeah. And you know what I feel? That he got the best of that situation.
Yes, for sure.
Because I didn't have the eye to catch that uppercut and the little stuff he was doing.
I want the judges to pay attention. Okay, what landed and what didn't.
Why does this fight matter so much? Because American boxing is currently in a power vacuum. Terrence Crawford has retired, and Canelo Alvarez is entering the twilight of his career. There is a vacant throne for the face of boxing, and the winner of Lopez versus Stevenson is the immediate heir. This isn't just about a belt, it's about the money title. Tarver believes Shakur has the processing speed of a young Ali, but he also knows that Teofimo has that X factor that can't be taught in a gym. It's the classic battle of the scientist versus the artist, the technician versus the gambler.
Shakur Stevenson hasn't lost few rounds. You know, it's a guy that, you know, on scorecard, I don't know if he's, you know, they've given him more than 2 or 3 rounds out of his whole career. He's controlled everything, and it's going to take that type of control and see if he can control a talent like Teofimo, man. And if for the winner goes the spoil, I think they definitely pound for pound talent. And like I said, could be, you know, leaning toward becoming the face of boxing, because with Shakur being undefeated, having a big name like Teofimo Lopez on his record, you know, hey, he's going to have to then start, they're going to put him in there with all these big names and see, can he beat 1 or 2 more guys and become the real fighter the king around that 140, 147 division. It's a lot of action there, a lot of action.
Tarver leans toward the skill of Shakur, but he leaves us with a haunting thought. If Teofimo decides to truly be his ultra self, the version that takes risks and gambles everything on one exchange, we might see one of the biggest upsets in the history of the Garden.
This being the toughest test is because of all the things that Shakur has displayed amongst his other competitors that he's faced in the ring. So, you know, I think that everyone kind of speculates that since he has a perfect record and he's barely lost any rounds, that's going to be the same outcome when he faces myself. I think that's the beauty about this fight and this sport overall. We don't know. We don't know. We gotta prepare for everything and anything.
So, that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.